solar system as well, which could drastically impact the actual value that we do see in it. Does it have an established history? Yes, gold has a very established history. It's been one of the best stores of value over time. Is it censorship resistant? Can the government or a central entity hide or lie about it? That gets a moderate rating. Is it programmable? Of course, gold is not programmable. And is it decentralized? Once again, most of the gold in the world is still primarily owned by central governments. So the decentralization of that is still at a moderate level. Okay, you can see traditional money scores almost low in every single category that's important. And if we look at Bitcoin comparatively, is it verifiable? Extremely. Fungible? Extremely. Portable? Extremely. Durable? It gets a moderate rating. It can be easily divisible. It is extremely scarce because we know there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin. It doesn't yet have a established history, which also is an extreme opportunity to the upside considering that it's so early in the market. Is it censorship resistant? Extremely. Everything is open and on-chain for people to see. It is also openly programmable and 100% decentralized. Okay, so for rating currencies, Bitcoin automatically destroys all of what we've seen before and is a way we can store value and easily send it all over the world without having to physically move anything or deal with centralized governments. And if we look at the chart of Bitcoin compared to the chart of the US dollar, I'm pretty sure you understand where we're getting at. And like I said, I'm not here to call Armageddon, but I'm saying if you are in your 20s or 30s, the chances of something happening or just seeing what we've seen right now continuing to happen is extremely high. And considering that Bitcoin still sits at only $1.3 trillion, not only do I see this pretty easily being able to match the market cap of gold, which is sitting at about $15.5 trillion, but I can actually see this being more accessible to more people than gold, possibly passing the market capitalization of gold, which if Bitcoin was able to pass the market capitalization of gold, we would actually see the price of Bitcoin pass $1 million, which still, if we look at the overall market cap, would only require about 15% of the total global money to be in Bitcoin for this to happen. Okay, so make sure you don't take this as financial advice, but not only do I view this as an amazing investment opportunity, but the amount of money that is going to drive into new companies and new cryptocurrencies that can move up hundreds of X's is going to be something that the world has never seen and is going to allow a lot of us to be able to amass a lot of wealth. But we need to know the details of how to actually interact with the market and be able to set ourselves up in simple ways to take advantage of that. So that's what we're going to dive into right now. Okay, on the DeFi side, imagine banking and finance, all of healthcare, government, energy, sustainability now being able to be programmed. So instead of a ton of people working to allow, for example, a person to buy and sell a house, this can all be now programmed completely transparently, completely securely, and the underlying currency that is required to be able to engage with this ecosystem is what people would hold. And this is basically what Ethereum or Solana or BNB is. So now that we understand the concepts, the investment opportunity, and how this sort of applies to real life, let's take a deeper dive into some of the cryptocurrency fundamentals. And I'm also going to show you and share with you a Notion sheet that I put together of all of my favorite cryptocurrency resources. I'm going to be breaking down a little bit about each one, but this is going to be in the description, so you'll have a central area with all of the official links so that you can also follow along as we dive into this stuff. So these are some of the key terms that I want to go over before we dive into some of the softwares. First thing to understand is what an exchange is. Think of this as a way to actually buy and sell and transact cryptocurrencies and other assets. There's different types of exchanges. So a centralized exchange is something like Coinbase or Binance, where the business is acting as the intermediary to facilitate transactions between two parties. The next type of exchange is something called a DEX or a decentralized exchange. This is a peer-to-peer marketplace allowing cryptocurrency buyers and sellers to transact directly with each other without using any sort of centralized entity. In order for us to figure out what's going on sort of under the hood of a cryptocurrency and understanding the details that either make it good or bad, we refer to this as something called tokenomics. So it's the study and analysis of the economic aspects of a cryptocurrency or blockchain project with particular focus on the design and distribution of the native tokens. That will play into different metrics that we're going to look at